Africa takes its to-do list in education to London as Global Education Summit gets set for exhaustive deliberations on financing partnership for the critical sector. The nation's major political parties recalibrate with off-cycle elections and the 2023 general elections in focus. In Abuja, the push and pull continues between factions, but what does this mean for the party's occupancy of Government House, Oka? Also on Political Update today, INEC begins data capturing of eligible voters, plus executive legislature synergy at the state level. Fractures or cordial? A speaker of the state legislature speaks. So strap yourselves in and let's set sail. I'm Fisaya Ogunfui. Welcome. President Muhammadu Buhari is in London ahead of the Global Education Summit on Financing Partnership for the Critical Economic Sector. The summit, which begins on Wednesday, will be co-chaired by UK Prime Minister Boris Johnson and Kenyan President Uhuru Kenyatta.
President Muhammadu Buhari alighted the Nigerian Air Force 001 aircraft at Stansted International Airport at 11:15 Monday evening local time. On hand to receive him were Mrs. Jennifer Tholhurst, Her Majesty's Lord Lieutenant of Essex, David Perry, Special Representative of the Secretary of State for Foreign Affairs, Nigeria's High Commissioner to the United Kingdom, the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Minister of State for Education, and other senior government officials. President Buhari is expected to join other heads of state and government as well as stakeholders at the Global Education Summit to chart a way forward towards transforming education systems in partner countries through the exchange of best practices.
Very important to the world and to Nigeria. The world is just about exiting a very serious pandemic, the COVID-19. It affected the globe generally, and Nigeria too was affected, although to a lesser degree than some other countries. So it's then a good thing that the world is coming together to see how financing education can be used as a panacea to the evil that the pandemic has done to the world generally.
So why is the president so passionate about education?
The president has always said that if people are educated, there is a certain standard they won't fall below. If you're educated, your mind is broadened, your mind is enlightened. Somebody cannot come to brainwash you. Somebody cannot come to sell an ideology that is unfounded to you, and you will just embrace it. And you begin to cause havoc in the world and in your country. If you're educated, you are inured from that kind of attraction.
The People's Democratic Party, PDP Governors Forum, has called on the federal government to increase the use of military equipment in its fight against insurgency and banditry. The forum made a call in Bauchi,
which is the 11th in its series, ended with a 10-point communique that states that the federal government should collaborate with state governments towards reducing unemployment in Nigeria. Also contained in the communique is a call on the federal government to explore the use of traditional institutions in conflict resolutions and the entrenchment of electronic transmission in the Electoral Act.
On the National Communications Commission, especially the Universal Service Provision Fund, Nigerian Communications Satellite Limited, NATCOMSAT, telephone companies, telcos, and all relevant stakeholders to ensure that universal access and service of information and communication technologies are provided, especially in rural and underserved areas of the country before the 2023 general election.
During their meeting, the governors also inaugurated the new Bauchi Government House Annex.
There seems to be no end in sight yet in the political squabbles for the soul of the All Progressives Grand Alliance. Recall that we had a member of one of the factions last week reacting to the judgment of the Federal High Court in Oka that ordered INEC to remove Chukwuma Omioji as candidate representing the party in the November 6, 2021 governorship polls. On Friday, we had the party chairman, Dr. Victor Oye. In our studios, but we could not bring him on as promised due to the live transmission of the opening ceremony of the ongoing Tokyo Olympics. Now, let's serve you excerpts from our discussion with Dr. Oye on matters arising in Abuja.
In our party, All Progressives Grand Alliance, we don't have any crisis. All these crises are simulated by mischievous persons, you understand me, to create a semblance of confusion so that through that they can come through the back door and take what is not theirs. You see, the judgment from Jigawa did not say Oye has been sacked. Did you read the judgment? It didn't affect me, even because I was not joined in the suit. And in delivering, Abuja was not joined. So do you build something on nothing? So I wasn't involved, I wasn't part of the suit. And in the judgment, the court made it very clear. The court did not make any express order that the primary, the convention they are talking about that was held in Owerri was valid. The court didn't say that. What the court should have done was to validate the so-called National Convention in Owerri. Do you understand? Based on that, they can now give an order that cannot subsist. You can't build something on nothing now. The dozen joke does not exist in the eye of the law, let alone judo cake. On May 31, 2019, we held our National Convention in Awka and not in Owerri. And it was monitored by INEC, led by a national commissioner, Professor Mrs. Anthony Simbine, and 6 other directors came to witness, monitor such a gigantic event that holds every 4 years. It was on that occasion that I was elected as the national chairman of the party. Then the National Working Committee elected at the same National Convention. The Board of Trustees of the party elected at the same National Convention. Then somebody, after 2 years, are you getting it? And the man we are talking about, in the name of Chukwumu Moji, came to our party office and purchased form. Went through screening. It was screened out by the screening committee. Should the heavens fall for that? Do you know, under our Constitution, Article 11 of our Constitution, there are 608 members of NEC. I am the chairman of NEC, and according to Article 13(1) of our Constitution, of 2019 Constitution, I'm supposed to be the convener of every meeting of the party, from National Working Committee to National Convention. So who convened the so-called meeting in which Judo Keke emerged as an acting national chairman? Who convened the meeting? Our party is very, very strong. What they are doing does not affect us now. Because even the real party members know that they're outsiders. That's exactly what has happened in Abuja. Somebody that I don't even know him, I've never met him, claiming leadership of Abuja. You don't have an office. Nobody knows you in Abuja. You're not an officer. You don't have a membership card signed by me. Who are you? Our party has no crisis. If there's nothing that is in contention, I'm the national chairman of the party, elected with other 30 members of the National Working Committee. And our particulars are in INEC as we speak.
The same INEC still push forward Umeji as a candidate.
That is how preposterous what INEC did was. Let all of us keep faith, continue to have hope and faith in this country. We don't have any other country other than this. And I want to call on the National Assembly to strengthen our laws, particularly as they concern elections. That's why I'm very happy with the part of the section of the electoral that deals with electoral offenses. People must be called to question. If you misbehave, you go contrary to the law. You must face the music. That's the only way to ensure civility, to ensure sanity in our social-political system. Otherwise, we are sitting on a keg of gunpowder. If it explodes, everybody will go with it. So I want Mr. President Muhammadu Buhari in particular, because there is so much hope in him. He must do something, beginning with what happened in Abuja. Let him call the Inspector General of Police to investigate this matter and call all the people involved to order. They must face the law. Nobody is above the law. We heard that somebody is using huge sums of money to influence everything. Influence police, influence INEC. That's what the allegation. I'm not sure. But what would have made INEC, after INEC gave me the code to download the form from EC9, EC9B, EC13B for the particulars of candidates. After downloading, we gave the things to Chukuma Soludo and his deputy Onyekachi Ibezim. They filled the forms. They filled and submitted on the 2nd of July. We uploaded the forms. INEC gave me another code to upload. We used the code to upload the particulars of candidates to INEC. INEC dropped acknowledgement copies immediately. And according to Section 31(3) of the Electoral Act 2010 as amended, INEC was expected to have uploaded the particulars of the candidate within 7 days after submission. Why did INEC wait till 15th of July? Why did they publish another name? Name of a candidate who was disqualified by the same party, our party. He went and formed the Phantom Group, and he submitted the name of that candidate, obeying which order, which court order. INEC is a regulatory agency, a commission, do you know? It's supposed to stick to the law.
In Ogun State, the newly elected local government council chairmen have been sworn in, and Governor Dapo Abiodun, who was in attendance, promised to support the new council helmsmen in ensuring speedy development at the grassroots level.
Leading the newly elected chairman of local government council areas in the state, Governor Dapo Abiodun advised the chairman to initiate people-oriented policies and good governance capable of making people at the grassroots access basic infrastructure that are lacking in their areas. The governor wants the chairman to be fair, accessible, and operate open-door policies.
We should take a cue from our approach at the state level by being deliberate, methodical, and ensure strategic allocation of funds. Without being meddlesome interlopers, this administration at the state level will continue to support our local government authorities with funding when and where necessary.
The chairman, shortly after taking oath of office, which was administered by the state chief judge, Justice Musmola Dikpeolu represented, described the election as a call to service.
Our inauguration is a call to service, to serve our local government better and take them to the next level. We're going to do free and qualitative education.
The elected chairmen are expected to participate in a retreat to be organized by the state government soon to acquaint them with relevant knowledge about effective and efficient local government administration.
To our second conversation, there has been more clamor for visible independence of the state houses of assembly and the judiciary to carry out their responsibilities. The state assemblies play a crucial role in aggregating the yearnings of the citizens and dwellers in the state, enacting laws which touch the heart of the individual in terms of trade, livelihood, security, peaceful coexistence, and grassroots development. Speaker, Kogi State House of Assembly, Right Honorable Matthew Kolawole, was in our studio, and I started by asking him if the robbery and vandalism in the State House of Assembly complex reported some weeks ago was of a political coloration. Take a listen.
When you say carted away our valuables, I'm sure it's one of those, let me say, political talk.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, because what really happened was, it's not as if they came to carted away or most of the valuables. Actually, there was a strike by Pasan because of the financial autonomy, and then the place was empty for some months. As way to have it, they came to remove our armor cable, and then about 3 or 4 televisions. I'm sure that's all we lost. So it's not as if what was taken away was
like some kind of invasion.
No. It's unfortunate if anybody would think that the legislatures are rubber stamp of any executive arm of government. We are independent of our arms of government, and let me tell you this, that the Houses of Assembly has always been on, we have always been independent. we have been performing our duty, performing our roles, but the executive too were doing their own. But I think the only area where we have some little issue is the area of the financial autonomy. And as far as I'm concerned, we are not a rubber stamp. I can't see myself being a rubber stamp of the executive. In the first place, executive will always transmit any bills to the House, and the House will look at it critically and do our own job, and then pass back to them. The executive will not just sit down and say, I have a bill, I want to pass it, you must bring it today, and I want it tomorrow. No, it must go through legislative process. So if anybody say we are rubber stamp of the executive, it's just that we have been working together in collaboration to ensure that the State House of Assembly does not stampede the executive in any way that could be inimical to state development. We have done our own bit in the area of executive bills, and we have done our own bit in the area of matters of urgent public importances and motions on the floor of the House. For example, the government will always bring to us they will always bring to us appropriation bill, which the House will have to look into and pass. That is the development of the state. And then we carry out our own oversight functions to various ministries and MDAs, which have been very effective. So I think in these regards, this is one of the areas we have been supporting we have been functioning to ensure that the state moves on. In our state, generally what we have is I want to give this to His Excellency, the Governor of Kogi State, Alhaji Yahaya Bello, who has come to unite the state together. Before the advent of Yahaya Bello, there's so much acrimony of saying you belong to this family, you belong to this ethnic group, So even in the sharing of the positions in the states, it's lopsided to one side. But with the coming of the Governor Yahaya Bello, he has made it point clear that he's coming to the state to work. He's not working as an Ibira man. What he wanted is unity of the state. And in this, there's a slogan we have in Kogi State, we call it Ebigo. That is Ibira, Igala, and Okun. So we even have the logo, we have the cloth of Ebigo. So meaning that the three major ethnic groups in Kogi State is united, we are doing things together. And today, one of the things that I have seen my governor doing that has really helped the state is the balancing of positions. For example, when he came in, he came in by the providence of God Almighty, and that's after the demise of Prince Abakar Audu. And when he came in, he became a governor. The speaker is from the central. The chief judge is from the central before Alhaji Yahaya Bello came in. Immediately he came in, he said, no, this can't be possible. The three positions cannot go to one senatorial district. What about other senatorial districts? He has to balance it. Then the then speaker, Momo Jimo, has to resign for the position of speakers to move to the Kogi West. That is where I benefited from. And even in the House of Assembly, before now, we used to have governor from the East, who have deputy speaker from the East and majority leader from the East. Under the watch of Alhaji Yahaya Bello and under my watch, we have been able to stabilize the House by saying, Kogi West, you are having the speaker now, Central is having majority leader, and East is having the deputy speaker. So you can see the balance. In our state houses of assembly, we give ourselves a task that every legislature must go back home to impart on the people, because we are representing them. We want to get to know what is happening in the state. We want to know what is happening to us at the various locality. Then from the little we have to give back to our people. That's one of the main things we are doing. So, and then we get the voice of the people back home, and then we present it to the floor of the House, then we make a case for them.
Are you part of, before you are a legislator, you are a politician, part of people advocating for a youth president, especially one from your state, who a lot of people have been talking about in terms of the next elections?
Yeah, we are really, really in support of the youth taking over Nigerian come 2023. And sincerely speaking, my state is in the forefront of it, because we in the House of Assembly look at the antecedents of our governor and we pass a resolution on him that he should contest because he has really done well. We are bordered with 10 states, and within these 10 states, for him to have been able to master the egos of insecurity in the state in particular, I believe we supported him, and coupled with so many things, with the youth inclusion in government, women inclusion in government, we now came together, and now because of our own personal relationship with the governor, we are so close. In fact, let me even tell you, we are 25 members of House of Assembly, and we made him a honorary member of 26th member of the, though he's not elected, he doesn't participate, but we just give that to honor him. And then that is to show that we are really working in synergy, and based on that, based on our resolution, we have taken it up on ourselves to talk to our people, our colleagues from various stations of assembly, that this man is young, he can do it, let him have it. And kudos to Buhari, who signed into law, not too young to run. So I think in 2023, Nigeria is yearning for a youth in governance to be the president of Nigeria. Let's take a leaf from France, who came in at the age of 33, and France is what it is today. Let Nigeria, for the first time, give a chance to a youth to rule this country. And then if you give a chance to the youth to rule this country in 2023, let's see what will happen. It does not really mean that the old should die. No, they will still take leave from the old. Let the old men stay behind at the base to give advice to the youth on how to move Nigeria.
Right, Honorable Matthew Kolawole concludes a political update. Is it for the youth or for the youthful or for the youthful in mind? My name is Mr. Agumi, thanking you for being a part of Political Update, hoping that you'll be back again on Friday for a brighter package. Bye-bye now.